Hey there, I'm Matt Haville, this is Riotvan to Campervan, and this is the van that started it all. Finally, onto the part I've been looking forward to most, putting my crazy design into action. I'm making a bed-bench combination at the front door of the van, where bed slats and a table will collapse to form an enormous double bed. Time to start slapping down some slats and making the first bench seat, with an aluminium rail to hold the pull-out section together. After screwing together the first part, I can't help but give it a try.
Yeah, I haven't secured down the other side yet.
So on go to back rail, and that completes the first section of the bed. I take it apart, give it a light coat of stain to protect the wood, and reassemble. The bench opposite this also had to do double duty, being able to slide in and out of the way of the main door as well as being a bed, so another slide out section is needed. To make sure I'm getting the most out of this van I possibly can, I'm reusing the metal boxes from the van's previous criminal cell to make supports that I'll use to reinforce this bench seat.
I did label all these before I started sanding and varnishing them, but they seem to have come off a little bit in the wash. So for some of these I know exactly where they go, and for some of these I'm pretty much guessing.
I've always been pretty good at puzzles though, especially the ones with only 12 pieces that say 2 years and up. I can beat them in a year. I build up the sliding section first, reinforcing it with these metal supports I made earlier. Then in comes the bench that's built around this slide out piece. While I'm at it with a saw and stain bucket, might as well build up a kitchen frame for the countertop to sit onto.
It's all starting to look like a fancy van. Matthew, you'll go. Okay.
As double proof of how I'm trying to be resourceful, I found a desk on Gumtree for £0 and immediately thought that would make a great countertop. I cut out holes with a sink and hob to slot into, and then using heat gun and vinyl wrap, I turn it into a quite nice piece of wood. By filling in the gaps in the frames with wood, I can find out there were secretly cupboards all along, and gives me an opportunity to hook up the pre-installed El Basto heater. Picking a nice day, we go do the terrifying thing of cutting an enormous hole in top of the van for a sunroof to slot into.
At times like this, I wish I was left-handed.
There's a small piece of metal that escaped the jigsaw's reach, but using my least favourite tool, the angle grinder, we cut it off easily. Gotta say I am loving the light coming into this, and after applying a little bit of pressure all around, we now have a surprisingly waterproof little sunroof.
I'm doing this in a residential neighbourhood, so I've closed the van door to make sure I'm not annoying the shit out of everyone with this running 24/7. And I'm probably taking a few years off my life by all this lovely dust.
As winter rolls past, the van and I take a hibernation through the cold months, as I can't actually feel my hands enough to work. But eventually, as winter falls into spring, we go again. But it's a big van and I have big expectations. I need direction. I need a steady hand. I need...
Good enough. This is good practice for the hole. If we can't do this, we should probably not be looking at the hole. That'll be fine. You can only blow yourself up once, and then... I initially imagined this being a... two-man job. Yes, that one person could do. What an adventure.
No,
and you say I never take you anywhere.
You haven't taken me anywhere yet. I expect a free ride in this shit.
Oh, you kid me. We're going down to Asda as soon as things finish.
There's a dire need for more storage, so time to put in a large cupboard for pots, pans and clothes. With two side panels carefully matched out to the curvature of the van using cardboard templates, we start planning out where the shelves will go.
Now, a lot of you at home are going to be there screaming, use a level, it'll be so much easier. Unfortunately, not only is nothing in this van built straight, but also apart from the curb, so I have literally no chance of putting these up straight, apart from by eye. I'm going to say that's the ticket.
Amazingly, considering, me, these were actually dead on level once I measured them properly.
Now, but
Having only ever used blunt chisels my entire life, it's an absolute blessing to have a new one while chiseling out these 4 inset hinges. They fit in beautifully, if by beautifully you mean I had to hammer them in. And I surprised myself by how much my skills are progressing, by the fact that this door actually fit first time I measured it up. Obviously, that meant I didn't have a screwdriver or anything to hold it in place with, but who needs it when you have the biggest tool of all right here?